Capybara, 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 capybara.
Have you heard this song before?
Yes, of course.
You know what's a capybara?
Roughly. Do you know what's a capybara?
I don't know what's it.
Because for the last 3 days, these two ladies have been, especially Sabrina, have been doing that non-stop in the office, and to the point that you see this is everywhere.
This is a clip that we bought from Iwu. It was 1 yuan per clip. That is 20 cents. So, what is a capybara? Okay, so capybaras are a type of rodent who are native to South America.
Yeah.
And they are generally described as very like sociable as well as gentle animals, right? So there's this video we were watching about a capybara just standing on top of a crocodile, and it was very calm. And I immediately went to Google, like, do crocodiles eat capybaras? They do. Yeah, they live harmonious. Even though if they wanted to, a crocodile could eat a capybara.
You could play that video, right?
Yeah.
So capybara like standing on top of a crocodile and it just moves. And
Yes.
and I think you can step on top of a capybara, right? I mean, they don't care.
Oh
It
yeah, we
seems
have
like
videos of that. We have videos of it.
so like I've seen different animals like step on top of a
Like
crocodile.
like and I thought like you meant like us. I was like, if I saw that, I was like, you would die.
Of course, but for you, I think it should be fine.
But they are quite big. So I was googling, like they can grow to like 70 cm. They're like 35 to 70 kg.
Have you seen the one in River Safari?
Yeah, it's very fat.
So the only reason I went to River Safari was because I heard of this audio, the capybara being trended on TikTok. So then immediately the next day I went to River Safari just to see the capybara there.
Oh, there are actually.
They have.
Yeah, they do.
How,
So
how they like? I mean, I've seen a real one, but not in a zoo.
lie there.
What do they do?
Nothing.
Lie there.
Lie there or just stand there?
Yeah, they just like that. They do nothing. They look a little bit high. Like their
I remember
eyes,
discussing. That's why they're so calm.
they just do nothing. Very chill.
Okay, lah, but they like to lie in the sun.
2 weeks ago when I was in Shanghai and I was walking in the street randomly.
Oh yeah, you can add a photo. Jangan so
Yeah,
like
just randomly, somebody just was riding a bicycle around, and there's a basket on a bicycle, on a tricycle actually, and there's a capybara in it.
I did not know that you could buy like capybara as pets in China.
I'm not sure whether the guy does it commercially or just keeps it as a pet. I mean, he's a super rich or whatever. But I think in front of a traffic light, he stopped and suddenly he was surrounded by people taking pictures.
There is a lady on Xiaohongshu who owns a capybara. Like this one. She brings her capybara out for walks every day, and she dresses her capybara up. Yeah.
Oh, the capybara has a capybara bag.
She has all capybara like themed items.
So many people, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and her capybara is just chill.
I mean, my experience in Shanghai was just so surreal, right? I was looking at this, and then I was walking around, and then half an hour later, when I crossed the street into another road, I saw a llama or llama.
Ah.
Yeah.
Can you send me like the pictures that they
Like in a
had
bar, someone was feeding it, and it's just, I don't know, it's just, you're from Shanghai, I mean, does that come, do you see that often?
Jangan is talking to Elodie from behind the camera, by the way.
Yeah.
Is it common to have like llamas and capybara as pets in Shanghai?
Very not common in China, especially in Shanghai where the space are overcrowded.
I think some people have more space. Because this is where all the rich people send their kids to live, right?
They have. I didn't know you can keep so many interesting pets. Obviously. So recently, capybaras have been very, very, very popular in China, right? Which is why when you saw the guy that stopped on the street, everybody just wants to take pictures with
And
capybaras.
also you went to the market in EU, right? I mean, of course, we
There are a lot of capybaras.
bought all this, but you see how many like different kinds of capybara plush toys,
Yes.
etc., are being on sale. So
Yeah, there's a lot of capybara like merchandise as well.
yeah, even more than Labubu.
There are even capybara cafes now. Like you can enter a cafe and you eat, and then there are capybaras roaming around. You can pet them, eat with them.
Yeah, it's like a cat cafe but with capybaras. But to be fair, there's also a llama cafe. There's also a raccoon cafe. There's a meerkat cafe as well.
Where?
In Korea, yeah. There's a pig cafe also. So like any animal that you are interested in, right?
Is that the reason why our colleague keep going to Korea? Because to see all these weird cafes?
Actually, no, I don't like these cafes. I think they're very smelly.
Going to Japan
Yeah.
to the Me Pig Cafe, like My Pig. I don't know. It's a micro pig cafe,
Okay.
and I'm scared of animals, so I don't know how that will work.
Yeah.
So I go like that. It's very cute.
Yeah, but so capybaras been like very, very popular lately, right? And they've been trending all over, I would say, social media.
It's also interesting that, I mean, even in serious, like, space, that you see more articles being written about capybara. I read some study published about the historical context of capybara and how that was somehow related to, I mean, how the Catholic priests who went to South America treated capybara because, I mean, whatever. So there's lots of literature being produced about capybara.
Really, like
Yes.
people are studying like the history of capybara.
Well, that's the thing in China, right? In many countries, oh, this is cute, oh, this is cute. In
Yeah.
China, like you see different subgroups
this
of
is
people try to study that in different ways, dissecting this.
So why do you think capybara have become so popular in China?
I think we'll probably know it better, but my sense is that, of course, it's probably triggered by some celebrity, right? It's beyond being cute. So what people say is, it's an animal who doesn't give a fuck about anything.
It's very chill.
It's very calm, and it takes this attitude that whatever goes, I'll just be calm, and I don't give a damn about anything. And somebody actually wrote a description saying that, okay, it's round and fat, and it nose are pointing to the skies, and its eyes give a strong feel that, okay, I just can't be bothered.
Don't you think the eyes just have kind of like a dazed look? Like maybe not can't be bothered, but like I don't really know what's going on, and I don't really bother to find out what's going on.
Exactly. And we put that in the context of what people are going through, especially young people, right? And this time when I was in Shanghai, I was talking to my cousin, and she was explaining to me about how the work environment is like, how stressed out everyone was, especially this year, because here all this news about layoffs, about people freezing sort of pay rises everywhere, and you get tired. You get tired, and you're saying that, okay, why can't I live like a capybara? I don't care.
Yeah. There are a lot of compilations on Xiaohongshu of capybara in their natural elements. So I'm going to play a short video. They just don't care. They frolic all day.
So it says that what happens if I don't want to go to work?
Yeah. The nature of capybara is probably something quite rather not relatable to the people in China. So it's something that they
Yeah, it's something that people look at it and say that, okay, I wish that I had a carefree life.
Yeah.
I wish I could be a capybara.
They idolize capybaras. So recently I heard of this phrase in Chinese is like 18般武艺样样精通, right? Which is like something that, I don't know, the olden Chinese people used to say, like,
Yeah, you have you have multiple skills and you're good at each of them, right?
Yeah.
How's that related to capybara though?
No, like, I think it just shows how Chinese people are so competitive. And like, we heard stories of how people taking the gaokao, they're so stressed. So when I was on Xiaohongshu, right, I also saw videos of like how students in China are being so stressed out by studying. Like they're just collapsing when they're studying. So this is a short video.
Oh my god.
That's true. We asked one of our colleagues as well what she did when she was in school. Like when she was young, did she watch a lot of TV shows? And she was like, oh no, I didn't. And we're like, so what do you do as a kid? And she was like, I was studying.
Then the first day I went to see my teachers. She gave me like 3,000 of test sheet. This was how old? 10 years old. This is before I actually went into the.
Did you actually complete the papers?
Everyone needs to.
Oh my god, the amount of empty like test papers I had when I was in school. Like they would just give to me and I would just never touch it.
We bought the packets and we never like did it.
Never touch it.
I think back in my days when I was in school, it was not like that.
It was more chill.
It was not more chilled, but it was not that competitive. It's 90s basically. 90s when people had a sense that, okay, the future will be brighter no matter what you do. So they have this general sense that, okay, you can work hard, but also there are multiple pathways for you to be successful. But because you hear people around you, right? I mean, you don't need to be academically like sound to succeed because the market was growing. So whatever you do, as long as you are in the right place, you will succeed.
But has that mindset kind of shifted a bit for the past few years?
I think it has shifted quite a lot. Back in my days, people sort of expect like, I don't know, 10%, 20% of people go to university. But I think sometime I think early 2000s, suddenly the government expanded the university intake. suddenly that like I think 30-40% of the primary school pupils would eventually go to university. So that raises the expectations of people. And because previously, I mean, I had some classmates who said, okay, I'll go to a vocational school and then go and work at a shift. There's no problem with that. But somehow, I think as the generation, I mean, your parents will probably be born in the 1970s, right? Or late 60s. Yeah. So basically, they were the ones who saw the economy growing, and they are the ones who put lots of effort on the kids. Yeah. And because I don't think the kids will make their own decisions to study hard or whatever. It was the pressure from parents. And in 2000s, this is where the internet came about. I think same as people say that teenagers are feeling the pressure of all this, like, comparing with your peers and stuff. I think the parents probably do as well. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, people said that like it's only during Chinese New Year. You say, okay,
Look at this kid.
this uncle's doing so well. The rest of the year you are calm.
Oh.
But now I think it's probably all year long thing. Like that kid's doing better. That kid's doing well, and that pressure gets internalized.
So I guess that's why, like, I guess not just students, right? Like generally the youth in China are quite pressured because there's all this competition around them, and then of course they compare themselves.
Yeah, I also think that it's a thing of we have all this pressure, but whatever you do, you see the results. If things become better day by day, you probably don't feel that kind of pressure. But if you have to work very hard, but things don't necessarily improve by the same magnitude.
Because many good students, they go to the top universities like Tsinghua,
Yeah.
and then they come out to look for a work.
Yeah.
Actually, the kind of work they can get is very limited. In the wage they can get is actually sometimes lower than the blue collar workers.
Oh.
Yeah, and 现在有那个僧多粥少的问题，就是说
Oh yeah. So basically, go to the temple, there are more monks than there's porridge.
The pool is the talent pool is too saturated. Yeah, because so many people are going to uni.
So
I think, of course, that goes deeper into the definition of what is success, right? So lots of people are thinking about, okay, send my kids to the best university, voila. But the problem is that, okay, there's limited intake, so that drives competition. And now, I mean, over the last few years, you see people who've been to the best universities, but who don't end up succeeding in life. I think that adds to another layer of pressure.
But I've realized this is something that people who are very smart from young kind of go through because I feel they've never experienced failure. So if you're smart, like you put so much hard work in all the way when you're studying, right? You're always doing well. You don't know what it's like to face a setback. And so obviously when you come out to the working world, like things are different, It's not school. There's no right answer. Sometimes your boss just doesn't like you, so what you do is just wrong.
Well, there's no single pathway that you just put effort on this single area that you will succeed.
And so sometimes, like, I just feel even a little bit of setback to them is a big blow to them because they themselves don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to, like, I've only succeeded. What do I do now?
And because they've been receiving praise from such a young age, right? And everyone is telling them like, oh, your results are so good, so you're like doing very well, you're going to be very successful in the future. And then when they come out and then they realize that, that's actually not the reality, then it gets a bit tough for them.
Or maybe they come out and they realize that people who didn't do as well in school are also or more successful than them. Then they'll be like, eh?
Actually, there's a very, very big topic here because I do speak with lots of like would-be entrepreneurs and lots of people are sort of saying that, okay, how come this guy's more successful than I am? And I mean, everything I do is better than that person. I think I've spent enough time with some of the like veterans of internet in China, and everybody will tell you that, okay, it's luck, tailwind. So you're at the right place and right time and you don't give. But the problem is very few people have the right luck to being at the right place at the right time. And I have a sense that many people don't see that. Many people seem to believe that, okay, it should be a result of pure hard work. And then that expectation gets misaligned.
Because they feel like no matter how much work they're putting in, they're still not seeing results. But it's always a mixture.
That's exactly what the term nature is about, right? Nature. I mean, I'm not sure you guys read that book. Probably not.
Nature.
Which book?
The Agricultural Evolution by an American scholar who studied rice farming in the Indonesian island of Java. The term was coined because he said, because of the competition, people have to put a lot of extra work for very minimal extra results.
When we talk about China, something we talk a lot about is how trendy it is, right? How competitive it is. We just did an episode on automotive, so competitive also. And I think, but there's sort of been another trend amongst Chinese youths where they kind of want to pull themselves out of this.
And I also feel that the reason why is that precisely because you don't see the end of it. I mean, if you work hard and you can foresee a future that's better, fine. I think most people are willing to put in the effort. But when you don't see that path out, you are looking for other things to console yourself, right?
Yeah, because you don't know whether or not the effort you put in will be worth it in the end if you don't know the end goal.
Yeah, you work harder, someone else will always work harder, and then where does it end?
And I think when you work harder and harder, you don't see the results.
Yeah.
So that's the particular painful part.
But it's been the trend of Chinese youth. So it's what's the term? Laying flat?
Yeah, pumping.
Yeah. Where they just technically they pull themselves out of the rat race, right? They don't put themselves in this pressure, in this competitive environment, and they kind of just take a step back. So I guess that's why so many of them start liking capybaras. It's like that's the dream. I want to be so zen.
I think that was the reason why it was so popular, and it's the same reason why people go to temples and stuff, right? And just to find that kind of calm.
Yeah.
Because every kid in China was probably raised as atheist in school. They tell you that okay, there's no God, whatever. But I mean, everyone goes to the temple.
They tell you that in school?
Of course.
Really?
Of course. Where do we come from capybara to something?
Supposed to be a very, very light. Yeah, I was like, this was supposed to be a very, very light podcast where we talked about capybaras. But of course, I guess we have to talk about why capybaras are so.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? So behind a phenomenon, there's something deeper in it.
Yes, there's always there's be a reason why. It's not just because it's cute. There's so many cute animals out there, right? But of course, I guess the calmness and the just how capybaras like unbothered nature is what.
Yeah, I think also at the end of the day, it's not something that you see every day, so that probably helps as well. So
because it's not native to. Are there capybaras in like China's zoo?
I don't know.
Got some zoos have, I saw on Xiaohongshu. I think my New Year's resolution will be to
Use less also.
no, to come as a capybara.
Are you not calm?
Do you not feel that you are very calm? Before we were filming the podcast, we were talking about like spirit animals and how some people might see capybaras as their spirit animals because they are that calm and all. What do you think of spirit animal? Capybara next year.
Yeah,
Next year my spirit animal will be capybara.
And when we talk about animals, and we notice that most of the tech companies in China use animals as their mascots. So it's something that people always associate to, and it's something I think even in early days of tech in China, they gives this attitude that okay, I'm going to be different. I'm going to be cool. I think China has, amongst all the Chinese societies, I think China has probably, I mean, especially in the cities, has evolved into the most untraditional.
Untraditional? Untraditional in what sense?
Is that many of the family values and stuff. I mean, when people go to Malaysia, for example, they look at the societies there, they said, okay, wow, people are more traditional than us. When people go to Taiwan, they say, oh, wow, okay, people are more traditional than us. Because it hasn't gone through cultural revolution, it hasn't gone through all the upheavals of the last few years, it hasn't gone through this period of extreme stress. But anyway, it's the end of the year, so do hope that I mean everyone, I mean, with all the stress that they have accumulated over the year, can have something to I mean,
bring some capybara energy into 2025. Capybara energy, guys. Be very zen, be unbothered. Some things you cannot control. Just if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Actually, important point, right? So this is something that I was always been discussing with entrepreneurs. I mean, because there are people who are very anxious about many things, like some colleagues in the office. So the key thing is that whatever you can control, I mean, you know what to do. Whatever you can't control, I mean, there's nothing you can do.
My colleague who had this saying, 如果老板不着急，我就不着急. It's actually what she says.
Sounds like Elodie.
No. She was like, if my boss is not worried about it, then why should I worry about it?
I think there's certain truth in it because at the end of the day, you can't make everything perfect. You need to put your limited time and attention into things which matter the most, and you have to make this sustainable. I think this year has been a busy year, but good year for us, right? I mean, look at all of you. You look.
So, thank you guys for tuning in to the last episode of the Impulso podcast for this year. Thank you guys for your support throughout the whole year. We hope that you've enjoyed most all episodes. Of course, we've changed the format a little, so we went from audio to video, and now we have more guests on our podcast. So thank you guys for your support in watching the Impulso podcast. If you did like this episode, do like this video as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel for more. We will be back next year with even more content and with more professional podcast equipment. Thank
Happy
you and bye bye.
2026.
Happy Happy New Year.
25.
Okay, bye.
Capybara, 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 capybara,